An immersive, pirate-themed lounge has officially opened its doors in the Magic Kingdom. Here, you'll find food, specialty cocktails. Oh yeah, she's strong. Talking parrots. And more. Today, we step foot inside to sample all of the bites, a handful of drinks, and as always, at the end, I'll let you know what I think of this new addition to the Magic Kingdom. Let's go to Beak and Barrel. A bar in the Magic Kingdom. That is a phrase I never thought I would utter. But if there's gonna be a bar in the park, having it themed after pirates is the perfect move in my opinion. Now, since this is a brand new experience and it's the only bar in the park, Beak and Barrel is obviously going to be very popular. So there are some rules in place. Your party is only allowed 45 minutes inside and there is a limit of 2 drinks per person. Also, tables and seating is very limited. So you may be joining other parties, kind of similar to the dining experience over at Oga's Cantina in Hollywood Studios. Luckily, I was able to snag 2 reservations today. I'll tell you my trick to how I got them later on. So we'll actually be dining here twice and we'll get to try even more of the menu. With that being said, it is time for my first reservation, so let's go check in. In case you're wondering just where Beak and Barrel is located, this right here is the entrance to Pirates of the Caribbean. Right over here is the exit to Pirates of the Caribbean, and right in between them is going to be the entrance to Beak and Barrel. It kind of took over the old Pirates League and a little bit of the old gift shop to Pirates. All right, guys, we are all checked in, and I am super excited for this. There has never been a bar in Magic Kingdom, so I feel like I'm here experiencing history, and it shouldn't be long until we're inside, and this should be like a fully immersive experience, so I can't wait to see what's in store. I haven't seen any spoilers, I haven't watched any videos or anything yet, so we're gonna be experiencing this together for the first time. It is time.
What's the first name on
First time? First time, yes. I'm so excited. Thank you. Wow, it's so dark. It's kind of spooky in here too, guys. We're going in the corner over here. We've got a big table. Thank you.
Gabby will be your server. Let
Perfect.
me know if you have any allergy requests.
Appreciate it.
Ahoy, mateys!
Ahoy!
On behalf of Quartermaster Remy and Captain Mary, welcome to Beak and Barrel.
Thank you.
How's y'all doing today?
Fantastic.
Beautiful.
Great.
Great. You keep that attitude up, you are joining the group. My name is Yappy Gabby, I will be serving you. And I see we're all looking a little parched here, right?
Yes.
Definitely.
Will we all be partaking in our Plunderer's Punch for these two? You I will get to. And our Plunderer's Punch where X marks the spot with our black spice rum served in a skull chalice that sees as booty, right? Or our non-alcoholic cursed treasure would be the cookies and cream drink with the Aztec gold coin you all been searching for.
I'm tempted for that one, honestly. I'm sold on the cookies and cream.
And then to feast on, island provisions, 4 types of Caribbean dips, and 3 types of chips. Did we all need a minute, or did we know?
I might need a minute.
Yep.
You might need some minute. I will be right back, crew. But do remember, we only have 45 minutes before
Yes.
Captain Mary makes us walk the plane.
Gotcha.
I will be right back.
Thank you. All right, guys, we are doing the thing. We're here. We've got our little table in the corner. I kind of like this. It's cozy. We're tucked away on the side here. And just so you know, they are being very strict on the 45-minute limit and the 2 drink per person limit. And I hear they're kind of going to take our order all at once. So we've got to make some decisions. We've got to take a look over this menu here to get our stuff in. All right, so we've got a little canvas menu here. We'll open on up. I think this is like the story of the place here. Ahoy, mateys. Welcome to the Beak and Barrel. I can't even read it. It's so dark. I feel like my mom. We've got to look over the drinks, guys. That is what I'm here for. Oh, yeah, and the food. The food is on this menu here as well. So you can see at the top there, we've got our island provisions, which are kind of going to be like chips and dips. We've got a couple of different chips, some flatbread, ooh, mango chutney, garlic chimichurri, some spiced guava, and some cilantro cream. We've also got some corn griddle cakes there. They have the Kraken's catch, and in the corn griddle cakes, you can get them with chipotle braised chicken, or you can get it just like a vegetarian version. And then they have the Kraken's catches, which is probably what you've seen online with the octopus tentacle hanging out of it. Down below that, we've got our non-alcoholic specialty beverages. That cursed treasure is the one with the cookies and cream that they were talking about. That sounds so good. There we've got our treasure trove, another non-alcoholic specialty beverage. And over here, specialty cocktails. And guys, I know it is so dark in here, so it might be very hard to see this menu. I'm gonna put a link in the description to the menu, just in case you're not able to read it, because I feel like that's gonna be a little bit easier for you guys to see. If I can't read it from here, I don't know how you could through the screen, but we have 7 cocktails to choose from. The one up top is gonna be the one that is served in the souvenir glass. You can only get 1 per guest, and it does say first edition on it. It's kind of like their version of a tiki mug. I think we might have to get that in our second trip here. It's $46, and you cannot get this cocktail without the glass, but I don't really want to walk around with it in between reservations, so I think I might save it for my second visit. Right here we've got the Siren's Whisper, which is a rum cocktail with some peach and some blue curacao. That one sounds a little bit too sweet for me, maybe. The Port of Call has gin and some lemon juice and spiced cranberry. That one also sounds a little sweet. Here, this one sounds delicious. The Lit Fuse with some mezcal and coconut water. I definitely might be indulging in that. We have the Barrels Ablaze, which is going to be your bourbon drink here. The Hibiscus Rum Punch, which has hibiscus and prosecco. Sounds kind of good as well. And this, the Salty Seas mARRRgarita with Lalo tequila and ube. You guys know I love my ube, so I think I got my eyes on this one here first. Okay, so now that we've got our order in for our first cocktail, I kind of want to show you guys around the bar a little bit. And sorry, it is very, very loud in here. So I'm kind of right where you walk in, and we've got a very large table in the center of the room here. You're going to kind of share this table here. If you have a large party, I guess you could occupy it yourself. To the left here, we've got our bar, and I did hear all the drinks are going to be pre-batched cocktails, so that is quite unfortunate, but it's how they're going to get the guests in and out of here quite quickly, and how they're going to have more reservations for all of us. We've got some tables here to the left, and then if we keep walking in, we've got even more tables. There is, of course, some bar seating for us. And then over to the right, we've got like a private room, and actually, this is like way bigger than I thought it would be in here. There are quite a few tables, and it goes back really, really far. There are some tables, so you might actually get a table for yourself if you're a smaller party. There are some smaller tables, and it is really cool in here. There's so many small details that I feel like I'm not going to be able to capture this time around, just because it's my first time, and there's so many different things on the walls to look at. It's kind of overwhelming. There's a lot to take in, but I bet there's so many like hidden details and kind of like hidden fun history facts and Easter eggs in here that we'll pick up along the way. Like this fireplace here. I bet there's some cool stuff in this fireplace, and actually that's where I would love to sit next time I dine here. How cozy is that with the ships in a bottle overhead and all the treasure? Wow, that is an awesome seat. But right back past the bar is actually going to be our little hidden nook, our hidden table. We've got a very large table here, and to my surprise, our first cocktail actually has arrived, so I guess we'll start sipping. So here we have the Salty Seas mARRRgarita. This has Lalo Blanco tequila, Cointreau liqueur, ube, and lime for $20. Now, I have actually heard many people say this is like a fantastic margarita and one of the better margaritas that they have had at Disney World. Some people that I really trust with their food opinions, so I have very, very high hopes for this margarita here, and I really hope it meets them. Cheers, guys. Our first drink at the Beak Barrel. One thing I'll say about it, that is strong, which is another thing that I've heard about the drinks here. You could definitely taste the tequila, which I guess if you're coming to a bar in Magic Kingdom and you're spending $20 on a drink, that's exactly what you want, and that's exactly what I like out of my drink, so I surely appreciate that. You get the ube, you get the lemon flavors. I'm not sure if I love the combination of ube with lemon, personally, but it's good. It's interesting. I've never had a margarita with ube in it before. Can't really tell the full color of it in this lighting, but it's definitely a little purple in there. It's good. I like it. I never thought I'd be just like chilling out a lounge, sipping a margarita in the Magic Kingdom. I haven't tried it with the salt though yet. Oh yeah, definitely better with the salt. That's the way you gotta do it. So I'd probably get it again. It's definitely not my favorite margarita at Disney. Has nothing on La Cava, but it's definitely good. We also had to order some food, and I decided to order 2 things this time around. The Island Provisions, as well as the Cook's Corn Griddle Cakes with Chipotle braised chicken. Now I must say, I am a little bit disappointed that there are technically only 3 foods on the menu. I mean, I guess it's better than, I keep comparing it to Oga's. I guess it's better than when Oga's opened because they really didn't have any like substantial food on the menu. But I personally wish there were like more lounge bites here, because it doesn't really feel like, you know, you could get a night, like you could pick on some stuff here, but I just wish there was more. That's the foodie in me talking though, but we've got a couple of options here and we've got 2 right now to try. These island provisions are kind of like chips and dip. We've got some plantain chips, blue corn tortillas, and toasted flatbread, and it's all served with mango chutney, garlic chimichurri, spiced guava, and a zesty cilantro cream dip for $16. I gotta say, $16 for all this food really isn't that bad. We've got a big kind of basket of chips and bread. We've got about 4 little dipping sauces here, so we'll give each one a dip. I like that we've got a little flatbread. What should we dip in first? Let's dip in the chimichurri. It's like a creamy chimichurri here too.
It's got chili in it. That's spicy.
I am pretty sure this is the exact chimichurri sauce that they have over at Skipper Canteen that they serve with the Brazilian cheese bread, which I love. That's like my favorite part of the Brazilian cheese bread, actually. It's served with these dips, and I think it is so good with them. So it's really good here as well. It's so herbaceous, and I really think it's perfect. It's a little bit limey, but it's not like super limey. It's more like herb forward. The flatbread is toasted, but fluffy on the inside. I do think the Brazilian cheese bread is like a better vessel for the cilantro sauce, but this is still good, and this cilantro sauce is just killer. And I feel like the best accoutrement for our mango chutney is the plantain chip. So we'll go a little plantain chip in the mango chutney. I feel like this doesn't look like it's homemade. I feel like they might be taking this out of a jar, but who knows? Maybe it tastes good. I mean, it tastes good, but I feel like this tastes like just like a grocery store mango chutney and like a grocery store plantain chip, you know? Nothing special there. And next we've got our guava dip. It looks like a barbecue sauce, kind of. It's really, really dark. I guess we'll go with our last chip here, the blue corn tortilla. It's kind of like a guava barbecue, I feel. Can you guys kind of see that? It looks like barbecue sauce, unless it's just this dark lighting. It's honestly exactly what it tastes like. A super sweet barbecue sauce, which is weird. It feels kind of weird to be dipping a chip into barbecue sauce. Like, I feel like that's not right. But we've still got one more dip, the zesty cilantro cream dip. So I guess we'll go with the flatbread for this one here. That's the one in the center. We'll go for a dunk. I'm not sure what this one has got going on here, but let's see.
And then I will be dropping off your debt for you.
That one's good. It kind of reminds me of like a hummus. It doesn't have that much garlicky flavor. So yeah, my favorite of all of the dips is by far the cilantro one. And I just got confirmation. It is the same dip that they serve with the cheese bread. So a little bit lazy. You open in a new bar in the Magic Kingdom and you can't make your own dips. I feel like there shouldn't be a repurposed dip on this board, but it's good, so I'll give them that. Before I can even take a bite of my second food and a sip of my second drink, which has arrived, by the way, I'll tell you what I ordered. My check has already been dropped off, and I've only been standing here for 25 minutes. So they're really trying to rush you out. Like, this is not a joke. Well, on to our second food. This is the Cook's Corn Griddle Cake with Chipotle braised chicken. It's a warm corn cake stuffed with melted cheese, lime sour cream, chili peppers, and cotija for $14. This here is another thing that I'm noticing might be a little bit repurposed. Over by Communicore, they had a arepa stand when they first opened Communicore. I forget what they kind of called it, but they had arepas, and this looks oddly similar. I think that one might have had like guacamole, so maybe the fillings are a little bit different, but this arepa itself looks like the exact same. And remember, I told you guys, you don't have to get this with chicken if you are vegetarian. They do have a vegetarian version of this with just cheese, which we're going to get in our second run here, because I want to try out the vegetarian dish for you guys as well. But we'll see how it is with the chicken. So the chicken is very flavorful. It's tossed in that chipotle sauce, which I am like 80% positive is the same chicken that they serve at Pecos goes, Bill, which the chicken there is my favorite protein that they have. So, like, it tastes good, but again, I wish they were doing something original here. I could be wrong, but like, I'm almost positive it's the same. The corn cake is nice and soft, so there's that. Could use a little bit more cheese in there, so it was more like grilled cheesy, and I really like the squeeze of lime in there. It added a great freshness. It's not like spicy or hot. There were some peppers in there. I actually could use some like hot sauce in there. I feel like that would be good. But don't be scared by like that Chipotle name in it. It is not spicy. It's good. It's flavorful. It's not something that I would like ever run here for. I feel like if I was coming here, I'd prefer to sip on a drink and maybe sit back and eat some chips and dip if that were me. I don't know if I would necessarily grab this again. So we are on to our final beverage, the Lit Fuse. This has mezcal, creme de banana, coconut water, lime juice, and smoked chili bitters for $18.50. When I saw mezcal drink on the menu here, I knew I had to order it, and I hear it's like super heavy on the smoke, and I know we got that like smoked chili bitters in here, so it might be a little spicy as well. I'll let you guys know. I wouldn't say it's like overly smoky, not more smoky than any like mezcal drink I've had in the Mexico Pavilion. And again, I enjoy mezcal, so maybe that's just me. Not really getting any of that smoked chili bitters. And I will say, I mentioned that the drinks are all batched here to kind of get people in and out a little bit quicker. I couldn't tell necessarily that the margarita that we had before was batched, but this 100% tastes like a batched cocktail. I could taste the mezcal in there, so I know there's alcohol in there, and I know it's going to be a little bit strong, but it tastes quite watery. It for sure tastes like a batch cocktail. And maybe that's just the coconut water, because there is coconut water in here, so maybe that's kind of like watering the drink down a little bit. That could totally be it, but it for sure tastes watered down. I don't taste much coconut flavor. I was like, how does coconut go with mezcal? Not really tasting that together, but all I taste is mezcal, so it's not bad. But I think if I had to choose one of the drinks between the two that I got today, I'd go back to the Salty Seas margarita for sure. Not bad, but probably would not be ordering this again. We are back outside, and I have a lot of thoughts. I have a lot of thoughts, which we will get to in a moment, because we have round 2 at the Beak Barrel coming up very, very shortly, our next reservation. So we're going to get to try even more so I could share them with you guys. But before we do, and before I share my overall opinions, which I'm going to do at the very end of this video, I want to give it another round before I form my overall opinion. I want to tell you guys how I got these reservations. I want to make this very clear. I was not paid to say this. This is not a sponsored video in any way, shape, or form. But I got these reservations using a website called mousewatcher.com. I'm going to put a link down below in the description, but it's essentially a reservation finder tool for Disney World. It's how I found a reservation for Geo 82, the adults only lounge in Epcot on opening day, and it's also how I found a couple of reservations for here at the Beak Barrel on opening week. I actually also had a reservation I found on MouseWatcher for opening day here, but I wasn't able to use it, so I passed it up. But I got a bunch of reservations at Beak Barrel using mousewatcher.com. If you guys ever are looking for a reservation that you're not able to find, I highly recommend this website. I have been using it for years. Anytime I cannot find a reservation, It's my go-to stop. You pay about $5 per day that you're looking for a reservation, and they essentially send you a notification. You put in your information, just your email address, the date, the time, the restaurant you're looking for a reservation for, the party size. You put in your email address, your phone number, and they essentially just send you a notification when anything opens up. They send you an email and they send you a text message, and you just have to click the link as soon as possible, and you follow the link, and it'll bring you right to the website. And if you're quick enough, you can get that reservation. Like I said, it's how I scored the GO82 opening day reservation, and it's how I scored my Beak Barrel reservations here. If it were not for them, I would not have gotten a reservation at GO82 or here. It truly is such a great tool. I think in the last couple of days, I have gotten hundreds of notifications of things opening up, because as soon as someone cancels, it pops right up on your phone, and you, like I said, if you're quick enough, you have to be on your phone. If you are quick enough, if it's a high in demand restaurant, you can grab it. So like I said, if you guys are looking for a restaurant, or they even like have different experiences on it, like the Bippity Boppity Boutique or like the Lightsaber Building, if you're looking for anything like that, use Mouse Watcher, because I am telling you, the chances of you finding a reservation, if I could find a Beak Barrel reservation on opening day and a bunch for opening weekend, the chances of you being able to find a reservation that you're looking for are like super high. And it's not that expensive. It's about $5. So in my opinion, it is totally worth it. Again, this is not paid. This is not sponsored. It is just how I find my reservations, and I highly recommend you guys check it out. Links in the description if you guys need help finding a reservation. All right, well, after a short break, it is time for round 2 at the Beak Barrel. I'm looking forward to trying a couple more drinks, the rest of the food, and I hope it's tasty. And for round 2, we're at the bar, and I'm joined by my pal, Jim Disney. We just walked in, your first time here, first initial impressions.
Very cool. Definitely not the modern look that Disney goes for.
Yeah, I think the details in here are amazing, and you haven't even had a chance to look around yet, so just wait until you do. But what I'm really excited for about being at the bar is that we're gonna have a front row seat to a lot of the show elements and a lot of the interactive things, because the parrot, Rummy, is gonna come out from right there and go right over there. I got to catch him a little bit during round 1, but it was kind of hard to see because the bar gets the best view. But guys, now we have the best view, so we're gonna really be able to see everything. We're gonna be able to get a close-up look at Rummy the parakeet.
Oh no! What? My blackberry sizzling whiskers! What? Crew! Sound the alarm! Mermaids! No,
A show kind of right away upon walking in, and I already showed you guys the menu, so we're not going to go over it again. If you want to take a look back at it, if you couldn't see it the first time around, I have the link to the menu in the description of this video. But we're going to order totally different stuff. We're going to get the rest of the food, and I think this time around I want to start off with the mocktail. Jim, what are you thinking? What drink are you going to start off with?
I might get the punch.
The punch?
Because this puppy right here.
Yeah, the souvenir mug. That's going to be my second drink this time around. A spoiler alert. Oh, wow.
Lemonade now. This is perfect, too, because it's going to be your dessert with a vanilla cake. Got room for that golden covered popcorn.
Oh, yeah, we got dessert and a drink.
Delicious chocolate cannonball as well.
So for round 1, I have got myself the Treasure Trove mocktail. This has a mysterious ube, lemon, and coconut concoction served with a vanilla cake plank, a chocolate cannonball, and golden caramel popcorn for $13.75. Rummy's interrupting my mocktail taste test here. He's talking to us, but we'll go over the presentation of all the drinks momentarily, or at the end of this video actually, because I thought the presentation on the first 2 drinks was beyond weak, but now we're getting into some great presentation of drinks, and it only took a mocktail to do so.
Drink up, me hearty.
Yo ho! And you heard us talking. We've got some desserts, we've got a drink, and let me tell you, this mug is icy cold. It's another ube drink, and you guys know how I feel about my ube, so this is kind of like, I guess, maybe the Salty Seas mARRRgarita mocktail version, so we'll try it out. This is going to be good for anyone underage or anyone that doesn't drink alcohol. We'll see. Actually, we'll see if it's good. Cheers. I like this a lot more than the margarita even. The ube flavor comes through even more strongly than it did in the margarita. And it is just so good. Wow. This is actually, like, within the first 2 sips, this is hands down my favorite drink so far. And it is so cold, guys. This cup is like metal, and they must have been keeping it in the freezer before this. It is like actually like making my hands ice cold, so it's so refreshing. And I always say this, but ube almost has a cookies and cream flavor in my opinion. I don't know if anyone else gets that, but that's what it kind of tastes like to me. So this kind of tastes like an ube cookies and cream kind of mocktail, and I guess that's why we've got the cookies and cream pop. It'll go well with that, but man, I can't stop sipping this. This is good. Dare I even say, one of the better mocktails at Disney World, and it comes with a great presentation, so you'll love to see it. Now we've got to get into our little desserts here.
On everything so far?
This is my favorite drink. I was here earlier. This is my favorite drink so far.
So good. I
love
of like that lemon shortbread cookie we had back in the day.
Yes, you're right. It kind of does.
Wow.
It's cookie-esque. I always say that. It's so good. I love it.
It's so great.
But we've got to try these desserts here. And this is that cake plank. It's like a cake pop. It's a vanilla cake pop, tad bit dry, but good. And this is just a fantastic garnish. I mean, this is probably mainly for kids, but honestly, any adult is gonna love this as well. And at about $14, I think this is so much fun for kids because you're getting a fun mocktail, but then you're also getting all these little treats. So if you're coming here with kids and all you adults are like socializing and stuff, this is the perfect thing to keep the kids occupied. Like, there is no way. The drink might be a little bit adventurous, but they're gonna love the caramel corn. They're gonna love the cake pop. And we've got our little chocolate cannonball, which I'm not sure what this is. Oh my god, this chocolate cannonball is the best dessert on this plate. It's like a little chocolate fudge truffle, almost a little reminiscent of a brownie. That's so good, and honestly, it pairs really, really well with the drink. Honestly, if I come back here, this is what I'm ordering. My favorite thing so far.
That bewitched bottle was a gift to the captain from a powerful enchantress. She promised no pirate would go thirsty in this here tavern so long as that there enchanted bottle stayed full. I'm sure that's fine. Not a problem at all. Well, I'll be at my nest. Crew, sort that out, will you?
All right, well, we've only got a little bit of time left. We've been enjoying all these shows, and the rest of our stuff has come out. Our last 2 foods and our last cocktail. I want to try these foods next. I think we should save the octopus for last. So let's dig into this cook's corn griddle cake with roasted corn and poblano peppers. This is a warm corn cake stuffed with melted cheese, lime sour cream, chili peppers, and cotija for $12. So this is the follow-up to our chicken version. Earlier I said I wanted to get the vegetarian version to let you guys know how this is. And the chicken version was like super salty, super saucy, super messy. But this one looks like it's going to be a little bit more tame here on the mess level. Squeeze that lime again. And I love corn. This has a ton of like whole kernels in it. Try it out. Wow. we are just hitting home runs in this second round. This one I enjoy so much more. I think it's because without that really overly saucy chicken, it allows the flavors of the corn to really shine, the flavors of the sweet corn to really shine. And I love corn flavored things. Again, that lime really accentuates everything. And I feel like this one also has way more cheese in it. So it just kind of like melds everything together so much more. Again, not too spicy, unless I didn't get a pepper. Let me try again. Let me try and get a pepper here. Okay, yeah, there we go. I got a pepper. That is spicy. This is absolutely delicious. This is so much better than the chicken one, in my opinion. I just think that chicken was so overpowering that I couldn't taste anything else. And the chicken isn't like great, so it just didn't allow any other flavor to be highlighted. This is delicious. So far, like I said, we're on a roll round 2. These two are the best 2 things I have eaten here and drank here so far. So I hope we could continue with our octopus. So here we have the Kraken's Catch. This has octopus tentacles marinated in lemon and lime juices with olives, bell peppers, avocado, and piquillo pepper almond foam for $18. Yo ho! You know, when I first saw this on the menu, I was like, the last thing I think about wanting to eat when I'm walking around the Magic Kingdom in 100-degree heat is octopus. That's honestly the last thing I want to eat. Luckily, I'm not warm right now, so this might be okay, but I hear it's kind of like a ceviche, and it is full. It's quite expensive, so I hope so. This is a lot bigger in person than it looks like it is in the videos and photos that I've seen of it in the previews online. I hear we gotta kind of dig all the way to the bottom to get everything. We've got some almond, that piquillo pepper almond foam on top sounds really interesting. Oh yeah, there's the avocado. It was on the bottom. The flavors are good. The octopus is surprisingly nicely cooked. It is nice and tender, I must admit. The avocado adds a nice creaminess. I really like that piquillo pepper foam on top. I think that ties everything together nicely. I think my favorite part are actually those like vinegary olives in here. I think it adds a nice flavor. Now, with that being said, would I ever get this again? Probably not. Just because like, this is not something that I want to eat in Magic Kingdom personally. I mean, if you're in for it, it does taste good. It tastes better than I expected, but it's just not something that I would like really want to go for here in the park, I guess is what I'm saying. Like, just walking around, it's too hot to just be eating like octopus ceviche, if you ask me. But if you want to go for it, it does taste good. And for the grand finale, we have the Plunderer's Punch. This has the Kraken Black Spiced Rum, blackberry, lime and vanilla, served in a souvenir pirate skull mug for $46. All right, the grand finale, guys. I figured we had to do it. Like I said, you cannot get this drink without getting the souvenir cup. This is the first version of it, so it leads me to believe that there's going to be other versions of it. So I figured I had to get it, and they give you one to sip from, and then once you leave, they give you a different one, so you don't have to like go to the bathroom and clean it out, which I definitely love that. I think they do the same thing at Trader Sam's, right? So it is time. I hear this is the best drink here. I hear it's strong. Cheers. I'm gonna break these glasses. They're gonna make us pay. Oh yeah, she's strong.
It feels weird drinking out of a loner.
It feels weird. And you know what else feels weird? Feels weird drinking a strong mixed cocktail in the Magic Kingdom.
Yeah.
It does not feel like we're in Magic Kingdom at all right now. Like,
No, I hate to say it, but this is like Epic Universe theming.
Jim said that earlier, and I was like, yeah, I agree. Epic Universe, I feel like set a precedent for theme parks, and I feel like this is living up to what Epic Universe, theming wise and design wise, the space is fantastic.
Thank the Das Steakhouse for making pirates.
Yeah, I totally agree. And
good food.
well, you weren't here earlier. The food this time was a lot better. Jim tried my corn cake and liked it. So, like I said, this one was a lot better. But this is hands down the best alcoholic cocktail that I have had today. It's strong. All of the flavors are great. And it's not sweet either. Like a lot of times with these like rum-based tiki drinks, I find them a little bit too sweet for me. Not the case here at all. This is perfectly balanced. It's perfectly fun. And then despite it being served in the cup and it being, what's it like, how much is it? 46, 47 bucks? 46 with the cup. I don't mind it. I feel like you gotta do it. Round 2, so much better. That's going to do it for our time at Beak Barrel today, and I am so happy that I held off on reserving full judgment until the second time around, because the first time around I didn't have the best of experiences, but the second time was so much better. First thing I want to touch on in this review, you cannot bring drinks outside of Beak Barrel to go. Whether it's a cocktail with alcohol or a mocktail, you cannot bring your drinks to go. I was a little disappointed in that because it was hard to, I was kind of trying to chug my drink at the end, my mocktail at the end. I wasn't fully able to finish it because of that time constraint. And I wish I asked, I was like, can I just bring my mocktail out? Can I get a to-go cup for my mocktail? And they said, no, obviously this is not like the cast members' fault. This is just the instructions that they are following. But I feel like you should probably be able to bring your mocktails out of that place because there's no alcohol in it. I fully understand not being able to bring your cocktails out of there because Magic Kingdom is a semi-dry park to where you cannot just walk around with alcohol, so I understand that, but I feel like you should be able to bring a mocktail out of there. However, you are not able to. So don't go in there expecting to be able to just walk out with a beer or walk out with a drink or even a mocktail. You cannot bring any drinks to go out of Beak Barrel. Second thing I want to touch on, the drink presentation. The drinks in round 1, the presentation was very, very disappointing. They were literally just rocks glasses with the drinks. The garnishes were at a bare minimum, and the presentation was really lacking. There was no special coaster, which I had an issue with at GO82. I mean, we are paying $20 for a premium batched cocktail. I feel like they should be served on a nice, cool coaster. I mean, not like a coaster that you take with you, or just like, I'm talking just like a nice coaster with the logo of the restaurant. I feel like that should be the case. They were just served on a plain napkin, and the presentation of the cup and the garnishes was at a bare minimum. Now, that was certainly picked up in round 2 of the drinks, the mocktail as well as the drink in the mug. The presentation was fantastic on both of them. So there was that, but the presentation on the first 2 was very, very disappointing in my opinion. And I saw some of the presentations going around with the other cocktails that I did not try, and they didn't look great either. Touching back on the food was a little bit disappointing as well. I was very disappointed to find out that a lot of the food was just recycled food from some of the other restaurants in Magic Kingdom. I mean, we are paying a premium at this lounge experience. I feel like the food should be really creative and really cool, and we should be looking forward to eating it. And I feel like the fact that they're just recycling some of the sauces and just kind of using like probably pre-bagged chips and the same chicken that they serve at Pecos Bill quick service restaurant. In my opinion, that's not really acceptable. Now, granted, the second time around the food that we had was a lot better and I enjoyed it a lot more, but I feel like that should not be the case. There should be no recycled food, especially at the price that you're paying in there. Now, with all of that being said about the food and the drinks, I think the theming in that restaurant was a 10 out of 10. Like Jim said, that was Epic Universe level theming. If you guys have seen my Epic Universe videos, I have been so thoroughly impressed with that theme park. That is a theme park that feels like it was built in 2025 and feels like they spared no expense. It does not feel like it was budget cut whatsoever, which I feel like a lot of the stuff at Disney has recently felt like. And the Beak Barrel does not feel like it has been budget cut, and the theming is so phenomenal in there. I mean, there were just so many different small details on the wall, and the attention to detail in that place was extremely impressive. I can't wait to just go back and look around and just take a glance at everything on the wall and see what I can find, because I just feel like there is so much to uncover in there that you're not able to uncover if you're kind of just rushing around and filming a video like I was today. But I really just want to take my time and go through there and look at the different details, because I feel like there is so much to see. And like I said, they just spared no expense with the attention to detail in everything in there. I also really appreciated the different seating arrangements that they had in there. There were so many different like nooks and crannies that you could kind of sit in. There was that hidden room that we were in the first round. There was the main room, which I gotta say, I think that I preferred to be in there just because I felt like I was more immersed in the story, and we got the full story elements when we were seated in that main room at the bar. And then we had that side room with the fireplace that was so beautiful, and there were different cozy chairs. There were so many different places to stand along the wall. Just like the amount of the variety of seating and standing options. I thought I really liked the variety that they offered. I also want to touch on the cast. I think the cast in there is absolutely fantastic. They are doing a great job in staying in character and really, again, immersing you in the experience. They all have different names, and they kind of call themselves by a pirate name, and I thought that was really, really cool. And I hope that kind of thing continues, because over at Oga's Cantina, they started doing that, and then over the years that has kind of fallen off. So I really hope that is something that continues and doesn't really fall off. For you guys who may not be able to get here for the first couple of months, first couple of years, I hope you guys are able to experience that same level of theming within the cast members that I was today. And touching on the theming and the cast member immersion in Beak Barrel, another thing I want to mention is the storytelling within the restaurant. So similar to Trader Sam's, there are different things that kind of happen in the restaurant, different themed elements and different stories that you're able to experience. And I feel like, again, the best way to experience them is by sitting in that main room. But they were all really, really cool, and I thought that was probably one of the coolest parts of dining at Beak Barrel. Now, for the all-important question, would I come back? Was it worth it? For me personally, I probably would not come back until that 45-minute time limit is relaxed a little bit. I fully understand why they're doing it. I fully understand why they have to do it right now. Don't get me wrong. But for me personally, I like just relaxing and not feeling like I am in a time crunch when I'm just sipping on a cocktail and relaxing. So for that reason, I probably would not come back until that is relaxed a little bit. When Oga's Cantina first opened, they had the same rule. They were very strict on that 45-minute 2-drink per person limit. But over the years, they have relaxed as the popularity has kind of died down a bit. So I'm hoping the same thing kind of happens with the Beak Barrel. And I think when it does, I would make this a regular stop when I come to the Magic Kingdom, because I think it was so fun, and I think the detail and the immersion was so fantastic. But until that happens, I personally would probably prefer to go to one of the lounges or bars along the monorail resort. But with all that being said, I definitely think that the Beak Barrel is a place that you should check out at least once. I think it was still really cool, and it might not be somewhere that I come back to super often until that time limit is relaxed, but if you're able to score a reservation, I definitely think you should grab it and check it out. So guys, thank you for watching. I got my bag, I got my souvenir mug. I am ready to go home for the evening. Massive shout out to everyone over on Patreon. I appreciate all of your support. If you enjoy honest Disney food reviews, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I'll see you guys in the next video.